Michelle Malkin is apparently not sold on the idea that the Guantanamo detainees are suffering. Now, 45 of them are force-fed every day. In fact, twice a day. It takes about 2 hours for every force feeding. You might have seen the Most Def video. We showed it here on the Young Turks, where he had it shoved down his nose, and it was incredibly traumatic, and he couldn't even finish it, and he called it off. Now, Michelle Malkin says, oh, boo-hoo. Now, remember, as she's speaking here, 86 of the detainees in Guantanamo have been slated for release. Not guilty, will not be charged, should be released immediately. Nonetheless, here's Michelle Malkin.
And the fact is that you've got Gitmo swindlers who've been foisting all sorts of fables on the world with help from a lot of these transnationalist groups and left-wing bleeding hearts lawyers who are trying to cast every last detainee as some poor innocent potato farmer. And I think that what the American people need here is a reality check about how manipulative al-Qaeda operatives and their sympathizers are. They have been concocting all sorts of sob stories and victim stories to try and shut Gitmo down. And that is the ultimate goal here. It has nothing to do with any kind of defense of human rights.
Michelle Malkin would have been perfect in a fascist state. Listen, they're all assumed guilty. Are they Jews or are they not Jews? We're going to have a discussion and have these sob stories about how some of the Jews might not be guilty? Come on! Here's a reality check. They all need to be put away. Now, in this case, you say, well, that's too extreme an example. No, wait a minute. Not only is it that we're not sure if they're guilty or not guilty, the United States government, the prosecutors at Guantanamo, the United States military has said these 86 are not guilty, should be released immediately. And ironically, Michelle Malkin says she's doing a reality check. The reality is the exact opposite. She says, reality check. I don't want to hear any sob stories from bleeding heart liberals. If it makes me a bleeding heart liberal that I actually believe in the rule of law, I believe in the United States Constitution, I believe in the concept of America, and I'm not a fascist, okay, well then guilty is charged. You, Michelle Malkin, would love to live in a fascist state. Whoever my enemies are, they're not potato farmers. They're all guilty by definition. And you know what? If we could do it based on race, even better. They're all Muslims down there in Guantanamo. You think that they're innocent? Of course they're not. But the United States military says they're innocent. Who cares what they say? Lock them up. Throw away the key. Whoa, boo-hoo, sob story. Oh, you've been locked away for 12 straight years in a lawless land, sometimes tortured, now force-fed when you were innocent. What a sob story. Michelle Malkin, as usual, displays what a despicable human being she is. These people don't believe in America. Michelle Malkin hates the idea of America. She's one of the most un-American people there are. The concept of a free country that actually believes in the rule of law and justice and that believes in a constitution that protects people's rights, Michelle Malkin despises that idea. If you turn America into a fascist state, she would be ecstatic and would wave that flag over and over. She's exactly what's gone wrong in these last 12 years. Am I clear enough? By the way, you know, the guys like Bob Beckel on Fox News are always talking about, oh, the Muslims, we got to keep them out, or kick them out, or we got to stop them from building their mosques, etc. Okay, two can play at that game. Michelle Malkin obviously has no idea what it means to be an American. Maybe we should kick her out. I mean, if you're going to be a traitor to this country and the ideas of this country, and you're going to say we shouldn't have rule of law, we shouldn't care about our Constitution, we shouldn't care about what the United States military has adjudicated, well, I guess you're a traitor, aren't you? Maybe we should kick Michelle Malkin out. Now, like, if anybody who isn't an insane right-winger says that, they say that's unacceptable, you can't say that. But those guys say it every day. And they rile people up, they rile them up, and they go, oh, look, the jihadis, go get them, who cares if they're innocent, they're all jihadis. Okay, well, you're a jihadi for fascism, Michelle Malkin. And I think you should be immediately escorted out of the country. Maybe you can get on the same plane as those detainees. But unlike them, I'm not sure you're innocent.